I'm Pete Ouko. I'm an abolitionist from Kenya. I was on death row for a long time for wrongful conviction, 18 years to be exact. And so, how do I define myself? I define myself as someone passionate about the total abolition of the death penalty worldwide. I'm a father of two. I run an organization in Kenya called Crime Si Poa, and we partner with ECPM. You see, the biggest thing is when you know you have not committed a crime, you have the willpower to fight to get out. So to me, my innocence was my big strength. Number two, my faith was my big strength. And then also I had two children who I knew I had to come home and see. So I needed to be in good health, I needed to be in good mental frame to be able to come and see it. But that is not to say it was easy on death row, it was tough. We went to prison when prison was torture chambers, and then it gradually changed and it became better. And the will to survive basically is because you know you are on the right and you need to help others also do the right thing. So it wasn't about me, it was about motivating others, working with others together in the prison to ensure that the laws that were unjust, the mandatory nature of the death penalty for some offenses was removed, and then everybody has a right to life, and for those who made mistakes to get corrected and have a second chance. So to me, the will to survive was basically because I believed that we can do better as a country, not go through what I went through, but fight from within to help change what was not working right. So yeah, that was my strength, but also number two, as I said, my faith was my strength. And then number three, just seeing people trying to, go through all the moments they were going through and coming through strong. The death penalty affects everyone. It means one life is taken, and one life taken is too many. You don't need to take even one life. And you can't fight this fight alone. You need a team, you need people who think the same, who have the same vision to join you in this fight. So in as much as Pete was fighting for abolition, he knew he needed other people as well to do it. I don't know how ECPM found out about me, because in 2018, ECPM, I got an email and they say, hey, we heard about this, we want you to go to Abidjan in West Africa. And that was the beginning of my journey. So I went to the Africa Congress, I think in 2019, then after that we came to the World Congress, then it's been World Congress. But the thing is, it was an honor for me to know that someone somewhere I didn't know, very far off from Kenya, had known what I stood for. And so to me, what I learned from the very first meeting I had in Abidjan was that it's a journey that requires collaboration. It's a journey that requires understanding. Everybody needs to understand why we are doing it. And it's a journey for the long term, it's not short term. So if you go in a sprint, you get tired before you finish. And so you can't run alone. It's like a relay. You go, you give the other one the baton, the other one runs, gives the other one the baton, and then it continues like that until you finish the race. So we don't know how long the race will be, because even if it's finished in Kenya today, we have to go to the next country, which is Uganda. We have to go to another country, so that baton continues moving around. So it's a fight we have to fight, all of us as a community, until it ends. Now, why is it important to work with other people? Because people have different experiences. ECPM has been here for 25 years. They have more experience than many people. I'm in the World Coalition Against Death Penalty, which also ECPM belongs to, the big coalition. They also bring different people together. And there's unity in strength. When you're together, you're strong. When you're separate, you get tired very fast. Number two, we learn from what ECPM has done, and now we're implementing together with ECPM in Kenya. And we also learn from people who have witnesses who have gone through the same problem or the death penalty. So it's a learning experience. It's great. There's unity of purpose and there's safety in numbers. You see, I've been to many congresses organized, the World Congress, the Africa Congress. We've done a national conference in Kenya just the other day. And one thing I noticed is that every time we have this, the data comes to the top and people start questioning, hey, we didn't know about this. You look at Kenya, for example. Kenya, the last time they executed someone was 1987. And then 75% of people in Kenya are very young. So they have no idea, they don't know anything about the death penalty other than what they read. So it's for us when we come together to start teaching them so that they know why we want it to be abolished. For them to know that it can affect them. It could affect some people somewhere, but it's also affecting them directly. So to me, the collective effort, I've seen the congresses, I've seen it bring judges, it's brought different practitioners, even the people who are not abolitionists, by coming to those congresses, they learn something and it helps them change their mind. We are not saying, by the way, that crime should not be punished, but you should correct. If you punish, if you kill someone, how are you correcting them? If you kill someone, it's finished. And what if that person tomorrow is found to be innocent? Many innocent people have been killed. And we don't want anyone to be killed because death penalty is final. Once you kill someone, it's done. Tomorrow you find they were innocent, you can't correct it, you can't bring them back. So why should we treat human beings as a statistic when we have better ways of correcting them? If you lock someone in for time and then you help them know you did something wrong, it helps other people as well learn. You look again at the countries which have the death penalty. Crime is not going down, crime is still up. The countries that abolished, crime has gone down. So it is not a deterrent. Some people say, oh, if you have the death penalty, people will be scared, it will be a deterrent. It's not. Because the countries that have the death penalty, we still see them. Numbers are going up. So the collective effort is to show people that it's a time for the civilized community, civilized nations, to think about correction and not punishment and retribution. I mean, it's been great just working with young people. At Crime Si Poa, we work mainly with young people. And many of them, the biggest part is when you meet them for the first time, you tell them about the death penalty, they don't know about it, or they feel, oh, if someone does this, they should also be killed. And then if you talk to them and then they get to learn, then they say, hey, wait a minute, we can have different alternative ways of that. Now, I love working with young people because they're the majority and they're the future for them, the now and the future. So if we invest in them right now, they'll influence what happens in the future. They'll ensure that the future that we have does not have the death penalty. So it's like investing right now. The dividends will come in 10 years, 15 years. But by that time, the majority will all be saying, we don't want the death penalty. And a voice in France, like yesterday I shared with the students in Cannes, a voice in France, because we live in a global world where children are, young people on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on X, they're on Threads, they're on social media all the time. Whatever happens in France can be seen in Kenya immediately. It can be seen in America immediately. So it's now in a global village. So the thing I want to tell young people is use the power you have in your hands to change the laws. Use the power you have in your hands. Use the pressure that you can bring to ensure that you build a better future for you, for yourselves. And that better future is a future without the death penalty. I can tell you one thing, from what I've learned from the school tours I've done in France, which we're also going to do in Kenya, we are not doing school tours on death, on abolition. Right now we are going to do it, part of the project we're doing with the CPN involves doing school tours, and we hope to do even more if funds allow. Because we realize that the young people spread messages very fast, and the young people, when they get the message, they share with their parents, and they share with their friends. So when you invest in the young people, the message goes to a bigger population. Now, my tour in the schools in France has been great. I mean, sometimes I reach my apartment and I'm tired, but not mentally tired. I'm tired because of what I've taken in from them, the questions they ask. They're very honest in the questions. They're not judgmental. They want to listen and they want to do something about it. So the meetings I've had in the schools and the universities have more been about building partnerships. I talk to young people as leaders, so I tell them, you are the leaders, I want to listen to you. I want you to tell me what we should do about the death penalty. So the meetings have been very, very, uplifting. Yeah, and anybody who works in the youth space would always look forward to such meetings. I mean, like yesterday I was in Canada, I didn't want to leave. There were lovely students, a full house. The other day we were in La Sorbonne. The other day we were somewhere in I don't know, they're tough names, French names. But the thing is, in every place, something is different. You know, they come to learn, but you also get something different. So what we are doing, we are recruiting abolitionists. What I do in my talk is to recruit as many abolitionists as possible. To the ones who come supporting the death penalty, my duty, what I like doing, is to tell them why they should not support the death penalty. So at the end of the meeting, I want to see how many people still have the same talk. So it's a journey we are making. It's a journey I'd like to see going on. I'd just like to share with you that in all the groups that we've met, we know next year France hosts the World Congress on the abolition. I can tell you in all the places we've gone, we've recruited the youth to be able to make a voice next year on abolition. So we hope to continue with the message. So my call out is anybody who wants to support in any way the abolition, you can use your voice. You can make donations to the organizations. You can, if you're a foundation, you can see how to support these organizations. Get in there and be part of the fight. You might not be in the field, but you're also just going to the field and you can support them. That is my final word. And thank you so much, France, for hosting me again.